Students, today I'll talk about a very interesting and equally important topic. Now, this is an article published in the world famous The Hindu newspaper on 24th August 2020. Now, this article talks about the DNA bill can be misused for caste-based profiling, says the panel draft report. Now, this article is concerned with DNA profiling, which is also called as DNA fingerprinting. So, students, today I'll talk about what is DNA bill, and I'll explain you in stepwise manner all the concepts needed for understanding the DNA profiling, which is also called as DNA fingerprinting. So please watch the video till the end and to get thorough with DNA fingerprinting. Students, when we compare our DNA with say other individuals, then our DNA is almost 99.9% similar. So we are different from each other with just 0.1% DNA. So that difference is due to the satellite DNAs which we have, VNTR or single nucleotide polymorphism. So satellite DNA, VNTR and SNP, they make the basis of DNA profiling. So in latter part of this video, we'll talk about these three aspects. Now students, the tandem repeats and single nucleotide polymorphism, they make the basis of DNA fingerprinting. Now tandem repeats are divided into three types: microsatellite sequences, mini satellite sequences and VNTR. Now in case of microsatellite sequences, 1 to 10 nucleotides are repeated, whereas in mini satellite 10 to 60 nucleotides are repeated, whereas in case of VNTR, which is variable number of tandem repeats, the number is not known, or it is variable, or it is not that relevant. So when 1 to 10 nucleotides are repeated, it's called as microsatellite sequences. Now look at this example. TA is a dinucleotide sequence. It is repeated 5 times. Now in one individual it may be repeated 5 times, in other individual it may be repeated 7 times. So when these two DNAs are subjected to restriction digestion, it will form the DNA of different sizes. So that is the basis of DNA fingerprinting. Now look at the second example. Now here GTC is a trinucleotide sequences repeated say once, twice, thrice, 4 times and 5 times. So GTC is repeated 5 times. Now in one individual it may be repeated 5 times, in second individual may be repeated 10 times. So that is the basis of DNA fingerprinting. Now one more important aspect in DNA fingerprinting is single nucleotide polymorphism. Now look at the DNA sequence of two individuals. This is a DNA of one individual, this is a DNA of second individual. Now apparently both the DNA sequence looks same, but they are different from each other with respect to single nucleotide. So in one DNA it has say C, which is replaced by T in the second. So as there is differences in these two sequences with respect to only one nucleotide, therefore it is called a single nucleotide polymorphism. So students, tandem repeats and SNP, they make the basis of DNA fingerprinting. Try to understand this. Now students, this is one more aspect needed for understanding the concept of DNA profiling. Now these are the restriction enzymes which cut the DNA at precise point. Now we call the restriction enzymes also as molecular seizures. They actually cut the DNA at precise point. Now this is the restriction site for the enzyme called as EcoR1, which cuts the DNA at precisely GAATTC. I'll repeat again, it cuts the DNA at GAATTC. So what is the use of molecular seizures? They cut the DNA at precise point, which is useful for DNA profiling. Now students, the technique of DNA fingerprinting was discovered by Dr. Alec Jeffreys, and this concept of DNA fingerprinting was introduced in India by Dr. Laljeet Singh. So Dr. Laljeet Singh is referred as father of DNA fingerprinting in India. Students, with this information, let us see what are the steps involved in DNA fingerprinting. Now first step is isolation of DNA. Now this DNA which is separated from say the WBCs of the blood are cut into smaller pieces by using restriction enzymes. Now this cut DNAs are loaded onto agar gel to separate DNA based on their size. Then this DNA which is separated in agar gel electrophoresis is present in double stranded form, which is converted to single stranded by using alkali treatment. Then the DNA which is present on this agar gel now is transferred to nylon membrane or nitrocellulose paper. The technique is called as Southern blotting. Then this nylon membrane is now added with, say, single stranded probe. Now what is a probe? The probe is a DNA which is obtained from the, say, crime scene, which is radio labeled, and it will bind to the complementary sequence which are present on the nylon membrane. So what will happen? The DNA probe and the DNA sample which is present on the nylon membrane get hybridized, and any DNA which is not hybridized are washed away by washing method. Then this nylon membrane is exposed to the photographic film, which is further developed to reveal the location of the probe. So with this information, let's see again, revise what are the steps involved in DNA fingerprinting. So first step is isolation of DNA. Now we can isolate the DNA from the samples such as blood, hair root, skin, saliva, or semen. Then the DNA are subjected to restriction digestion by using restriction endonucleases, which are also called as molecular scissors. They cut the DNA into smaller pieces. Then the DNA is further separated by using gel electrophoresis. So here the agar gel acts as a molecular sieve, and at the end of this process, what will happen? The DNA is separated based on their size. That is what called a gel electrophoresis. And then at the end of this process, the double-stranded DNA is converted to single-stranded DNA by using alkali treatment. Then the DNA which is present on agar gel are transferred to nylon membrane or nitrocellulose filter paper by process of Southern blotting. Now this technique was named after the name of the scientist, that is Southern itself. Then selection of probe. Now single-stranded DNA is obtained from suspected person, and that DNA is radio labeled. That is what called as the DNA probe. Next step is hybridization, where the radioactive probe is added to nitrocellulose paper. It specifically binds to the matching DNA present on the nylon membrane. Now any probe which is not hybridized are washed away by washing method, and then the nylon membrane is exposed to photographic film, and that film is developed to get the location of the probe. So here exposure of nitrocellulose paper to photographic film, this film is developed to reveal the location of the probe. So students, these are 7 steps involved in DNA fingerprinting. Now students, when you compare the DNA profile of the DNA obtained at crime scene with these suspected individuals, and you can clearly see that the DNA profile of suspect 2 is 100% matching with the DNA obtained at crime scene. So here what you can conclude, that when the DNA obtained at crime scene is compared with the DNA of suspected individuals, it will reveal easily the person who has done the crime. So this is the beauty of DNA fingerprinting. Now students, there are several applications of DNA fingerprinting. It can be used for rape cases, murder cases, or uniting parents to their children or to their siblings. Then we can use it for identifying the father or mother in case of disputed cases. Then we can use it for horse lineages, and we can also use it for secreting the DNA profiles of the criminals so that we can identify the criminals in less time. So these are various applications of DNA fingerprinting. Students, I hope you are clear with the concept of DNA fingerprinting, that is the biology behind the DNA fingerprinting. So at the end, I request you all to like my channel, share it and subscribe it. And thank you for watching this video.